Hello Internet, this is SAR Martinian here with another episode of K.A.S.A, Kerbal Aeronautics and Space Administration. Well, I'm going to at least attempt to start the flight to Gilly on this episode, but figured I'd give you guys an update. I mentioned in one of my Ultimate Warrior videos that the station had an accident, among other reasons for redesigning the station. It kind of blew up when I tried to attach something to the bottom of it, and here's the damage you can see. This fuel tank, totally fine. 2 fuel tanks gone. The thing I attached to the bottom, not even remotely existing, it actually completely exploded. This, what are these called? Docking clamp. This docking clamp was ripped off with the other fuel pod. At least one? No, one. Okay. That lost its panel, and then I lost 2 other parts completely in the process. Basically, this just fell apart. Everything other than the pod itself is going to be going down to Gilly, but the only problem is that I'm not actually going to use this pod anymore, as it turns out. They've changed something in Kerbal Space Program where when you radio a message back, you can then no longer do the research again. So separating this pod and goo canister is not an option. So I have to redesign this pod, and considering the damage that's been done to this, I kind of need to redesign this. Technically, this fuel tank is fine, but I'm going to leave it attached when I deorbit this later. But the most important thing is we can't let Jeb die. So I brought, as you can see over here, come on, there we go, a little pod. It's a little rescue pod. It's just a lander can, some parachutes, what have you. All kinds of fun stuff, actually. Mainly just a lander can and some parachutes. So we're going to deorbit that. I'm going to show you that. And then I'm going to show... we're going to save Jeb. I'm going to show you that. And then I'm going to... Okay, where is... It's on the other side, isn't it? Gosh. There we are, alright. Moving in, moving in. Board, alright. Jeb, you are saved. Now, here's what we do. There are 8 boosters on the bottom of this. There actually isn't any motors. There's only an RCS pack to help control, which we don't even really need. But ideally, this can be used in the future and attach this to various docking clamps as a another device. Just, you know, one more of the modular builds. So I attached some RCS for if it's going to matter. But in this case, we're simply going to deorbit and hope that it goes well. All we really need to do is drop the speed at least 100. And we'll be fine, and I'm pretty confident that 8 of these boosters with the relatively non-existent mass of this pod is going to do just that. So, Jeb says bye to the space station. There's the deorbiting. Alright, what is our orbital trajectory? How low are we going to get? Oh, we're going to just land completely. Okay, well then. Take off the SAS, accelerate this bad boy in. Okay, everyone, I just decided that to cut the last bit of that footage of the landing. It was boring, took a while, I've got things to do, so, and including this actually, deorbiting what remains of the space station. As you can see, I've rearranged it a little bit so that it's even, so that I can use these engines right down here to burn. We could use monopropellant, but given how many tons this is, it would take a long time. So we're sitting here right before the sunrise. We're just going to wait until that hits. I want to guarantee that we have some electric charge generation and that you'll be able to see the crash in all of its glory. So let me just accelerate. There's the sun. Okay. So now we should be fairly even. I'm just going to rotate this very, very slightly so we are technically burning exactly retrograde. Accelerate to keep it, and... as you can see, these tiny little engines don't do much when I'm moving gigantic fuel tanks. My goodness. And it looks like we are actually using a little bit of monopropellant to keep this stable. Whoa! What's the deal? Why is there no fuel? Alright, continuing to fuel it. This is going to eventually get kind of uneven, so we'll see how that turns out. There we are, we're deorbited. You will note that there are no parachutes on this device, which means that it's going to die. Yes, indeedy. It's going to die a horrible, painful death, and we're going to watch it. I'll try and drop this down to about 2100, because that's a nice even point, I think. It drops you down, guaranteed, back down to the planet, as you will have seen in the previous video, and, well, yeah, I mean, no harm, no foul, right? Try and burn this relatively evenly. Come on! Alright, that's enough. Let's watch this thing break. Okay, once again, all the way up to 4 times speed, we want to accelerate this as quickly as possible so that we can see all of the fun that's about to happen. As you can, oh, let's see where we're going to land. I'm very curious. We're going to land, actually, probably near Kerbal Space Center. Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be terrifying if we actually landed on Kerbal Space Center? Well, whatever survives. Okay. The panels are going to start flying off relatively soon. I don't know the actual point on the atmospheric ticker where they do, but they're going to start. Here it comes. I believe that is Kerbal Space Center right there. So it looks like we might actually miss it. Come on, panels come flying off. There's the panels. There they go. We're going to land right in the ocean. See, that's really what it is. Easy recovery of the parts and all of the tons and tons of rocket fuel that we're just dumping directly into the ocean. That's very close. That's only a few miles. Oh my gosh. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh, landing gear. There we go. Now we're safe. Yes. Oh, no, it all broke. Oh, well, can't say I'm surprised. Anyway, I will, next part of this video, if I'm correct, will be a reconstructed, better, central station. That's the idea. See you in a bit. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are with the fully constructed station, aimed at a maneuver node, and we're going to fly out to the Eve system. I think my voice probably just got a lot louder, and the reason for that is because I realized my microphone settings were off, so this is actually where my new headset's supposed to be hanging around at, and it just wasn't. So I'm filming this at this volume, and if it doesn't work out, then I'll change it around. But as you can see, we've got a nice little maneuver node setting up right there, and it will, if done perfectly, put us on a nice Gilly intercept right out near its periapse in 33 days. Yeah, it's only a month. It's only a month to get there. It's fine. Alright, so let's get ready for this burn. It's 25 minutes out, so we've got a little bit of a rotation that needs to be done, shall we say. A rotation about the planet. We are oriented correctly, though, so everything's fine at the end of the day. You also may notice that I increased my altitudes because I had to run the clock a little bit to try and get, two. Then you start burning early so that I can actually hit our node overall. Right. I had to attempt to align the planets because I don't know the margins on the ship. I suspect they're quite wide, but I don't know them. So I fiddled around with it. Fiddled around with it and made it good. Let's accelerate just a little bit. 45, and it begins. As you can see, I'm slowly tapping up the throttle. The reason for that is because this is a relatively unstable setup. I can't go from full bore to nothing or nothing to full bore without doing pretty significant damage. So, I'm not playing that game. Oh, don't overheat. Looks like I'm going to have to make a couple passes around the planet. Yeah, I'm going to have to make a couple passes around the planet. That was unforeseen, but, I mean, that's what happens. If this section of the video is too loud, I'll turn it down in editing. I'm hoping it isn't, though. I'm hoping it's a relatively good volume. How are we doing? We're doing. The rocket sounds are really annoying me, so I'm going to take them down. It might drop me out of game again, but 1% and it's still bothering me. That's unfortunate. Alrighty, so I've got everything set up. I'm aimed in a maneuver to head over to the Eve system, and that's going to be the last flight of this episode, is getting to the Eve system. Next episode will be fixing everything for Gilly, landing, doing more research, and going back. I've got 30 minutes, or one revolution around the planet, until I can burn, and then it's just a matter of, I do need to start burning earlier. I did a test and found out that I'm probably going to have to make multiple passes around the planet, so I'm going to start burning a couple minutes early, and then burn a couple minutes late. Take maximum cheatsy doodles out of the Oberth effect to give me a little more for my money. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 minutes 30 seconds. 7, 6, 5, and we start tapping it up. I have to tap it up because if I just rip it up to the top, this station will actually tear itself apart. And so I need to introduce the additional thrust slowly. Even with the slow introduction of the additional thrust, it's still going to bend backwards progressively, but it won't tear itself apart, once again being the key provision. And there we go. Burn, burn, burn. I really wish that there was a way to accelerate while you were burning. Just a quick little time acceleration. Alright, so here we are in the Eve system. I burned a lot of excess fuel because I was getting conflicting reports from my nav ball and my oh, come on, brain. You know the things, right? You know. I know you know. It's fine. You'll get it. I'm just having brain farts. Don't even worry about it. Long story short, though, we're in orbit. I'm sitting here now just trying to fix some of the orbital paths. We're about to drop it in plane here. Accelerate to it. So the day I want. And oh, close. Close, but we're not there. So we will accelerate at this speed. And we'll accelerate at this speed. Okay, get nice and close. Now that the ship is lighter, because we've been able to, where we've used 2 of the orange tanks, I can actually spend a lot less fuel on things, which is very convenient. Because now when I want to get these, I do still need to balance because these are fairly heavy and I would definitely say not terribly stable connections there. On the flight back, hopefully it'll be nice and stable, but here, not so much. Okay. Coming in nice and on plane. In fact, since we're right here, I'll actually just get rid of this because I'm pointing in the right direction, and we'll just watch this. Until I'm right close to being on plane, and then we can start making a little bit tighter orbital maneuvers. Okay. It's dropping, dropping, dropping. I'm lowering the throttle so I don't lose it at the end here. Gilly is probably the smallest thing in the Kerbin system. You want to basically hit it right on, otherwise you're going to be in for some trouble. Okay, so let's drag this down to there. Another 166. How's the fuel doing? Fuel's still doing okay. Might be able to, and see, I've still got a fair chunk of fuel left. I might be able to get in and out before I actually need to worry about dropping these. And once I drop those, I have so much delta V on this. Just these 7 rockets are so potent in what they can offer me. Come on. Nice and delicate. Nice and delicate. This is the wiggliest spaceship ever. I've rethought further the design for the Duna mission, which is what will eventually be after this. And I think it'll go well. I think it will go well. It's going to be much more complicated, but it's to construct, I guess, but the in-flight operation will be much simpler, which really is just needed. want to miss it. It's a delicate point. Let's get nice and close. Nice and close to it. 3, 2. That ought to be good enough. We will start burning. And we're not going to burn that much because we don't need to. We only. Oh gosh, no, 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 no. Come on. Don't do this to me. There we go. Alright, we're good now. Everything's fine. I turned off the SAS, which was a mistake. But the mistake has been remedied with adequate applications of force. And we're good. Once I get down nice and close to where I need to be, I can then start adjusting my orbit at periaps to get an intersection. Alright, come on, come on. There it is. Perfect. All right. As it just rotates around due to the swinging of the ship. All right, stop rotating. Stop giving weird momentums. I want to see what I'm dealing with. Still quite a bit. All right. Let's adjust. Come on. Almost had an intersection there, it looked like. Come on now. Come on. Okay, this is getting to be quite a bit, so I'm just going to run this around the planet once, I think. Let's see, this is going faster, but it's actually behind me, so that isn't what I want. What I want to do is accelerate beyond it. Not necessarily a lot, just a little bit, just so that I can catch up. Oh, missed it. It's right in there. Oh, and that is... it's just this tiny little maneuver. Got it. And that's what I want to do. Is there two there? There are two there. Why are there... oh, no, that's just the... what will happen. Okay. So, we're going to move this to right there. We're going to time accelerate this because we got a day to go, so we got hours to burn. So nice and pretty. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Come on, spin around, and we're going to start slowing down now because we're getting close and we don't want to miss it. 1. Soon. And then... okay, where is Eve? Ah, there it is. If you'll recall from earlier episodes of K.A.S.A, we actually have a probe there. Hanging out, not doing anything. It's done all the research it can do. Just chilling. Alright, we've got to move 41.2 meters per second exactly on that little dot. In Precisely 45 minutes. Ooh, that was close. All right. These little jumps. That's all I can afford to make. I don't want to accidentally overshoot it. Just a little bit. Okay. We're not right on it. Just make a couple little minor movements. Perfect. We really don't need to push too hard on this one. Just a little bit of force. Just a little bit. We don't want to miss it. In fact, what I'm going to do right now is kill this. And then just slowly work it in. As soon as I get it, I'm going to kill off all of the velocity and... Alright, we're talking about a fraction of a meter per second from hitting it. So I'm just going to accelerate until we're at a more stable point. Basically, the deal is just because of how small the sphere of influence of Gilly is, I'm right next to it. I mean, at that point, we will be able to see it. I just need to hit it, so to speak. Alright, so now we should be a little bit more stable, but I don't really want to push it yet. I kind of want to wait until we're a little bit closer, so I have some more fine control. And then again, I could just use RCS to get that fine control. So, what do I need? Do I need to move forward? I need to move back. So I need to do the move that way. Alright, so we rotate. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Move, move, move. And got it. Alright. Get rid of this maneuver node. Turn on the RCS and little by little burn it. Come on. Come on, you know you want it. There it is. We have the intersect. Whew, but it is not very stable. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what RCS is for, and if at all possible, I'm going to try and do this mission pretty much just with RCS for the landing. I will use the boosters to take off, though I don't know if I'm going to use them to get all the way to the station. I'll probably use a lot of RCS to get back, and, well, yeah, you know how this works. Alright, so... got a nice long Gilly. Well, for Gilly, that is a very long intersection. I know you're all probably thinking that's not that far, but when the planet is as small as Gilly, that is about as good as it's going to get. I'm going to have a relative velocity of quite a bit, I would think. Okay. Well, see, there's Gilly. Look at that. We are this close to it, and we are not within its sphere of influence yet. That is how terrifying this this is. It's really not a stable planet. I'm pretty sure orbital velocity is something like 40 meters per second. It's crazy. And that's near the surface, where it would be fastest. One second, and we're on it. Okay. Set this up for a roughly... Well, I'll set it up for nice and low. I like nice and low. 3 hours to get here. That is why... That's why we do this. Okay. So I need, oh, no RCS. Need to move to that node. Which is right... Oh my gosh, you can just see... I'm out here, I'm moving at 32 meters per second. I need to make a 25 meters per second change. That's just crazy. Alright. Luckily, we are relatively... I mean, we're not wonderful on the planer, but we're doing okay. I can certainly get an intercept like this. Alright. And now we move 55 minutes into the future. Come on. Sneaking up on us. And it moved. That's fascinating. Alright, well. This is close enough for me. I'm going to start burning. As you can see, the thrust is not very high, and I'm getting pretty significant movement on that bar. I think a quarter thrust is just crazy, quite frankly. I want the periapsis to be about 10 kilometers. Good enough for me. Unfortunately, all orbits in an unstable ship are going to wobble like this. There's really just not much I can do about it. It takes about 3 hours to orbit around this planet because of how slow it takes. That's really what it comes down to. Or how slow it's moving, how long it takes to actually orbit this planet. It's kind of insane. Oh, it dropped me down because I'm lower than 40. This is lower than 40,000 meters, ladies and gentlemen. Ugh. Craziness. I think we're going to finish this episode off by landing this this pod on Gilly. We're slowing us down more. My God. Once I've landed, I've still got a lot of work to do. I've got to do a whole bunch of science. I've got to figure out the orbital window for leaving, which is, honestly, when I say figure out, I'm probably just going to launch and then be in a near-Eve solar orbit, and then just change from there is probably what's going to happen. How far off is this? Oh my goodness. This is just absurd. Okay, alright, and there we are, regular speed. Move. Oh my gosh. Stop, stop, stop. Alright. That is the X. Is it? Is the X? Yes. Bring this bad boy down to about 10K. And then we will start procedures for landing. And there we are. That's pretty circular, I would say. 11,415, 11. Oh, all right, yeah, that's not bad. So let's just rotate around to the bright side of the planet so we can see what we're doing. Uh, 18.4 meters per second orbital velocity. Ladies and gentlemen, you saw it here first. I'm pretty sure I could land and get back up on the RCS tanks. In fact, I'm almost 100% certain of this. I'm definitely only going to use the RCS tanks to land, because I just don't need anything else. Oh, one thing. I need to do more science. I did one out in high orbit about Eve. So I need to do an orbit here. Okay. This is in space high over Gilly. Oh my god. That's insane. Alright, well, we'll keep it. Goo. Go. One thing that's actually interesting about this is, since this is high over Gilly, I actually need to get lower. If that were even, oh my gosh, lower than 11K. So put me about 8K. A little more. Where does that put me? That puts me at 6K. Hopefully that's low. We'll rotate around there. We'll do one more set. Well, I need to do one set of canisters low and one set of canisters on the ground. That's what I'm trying to do right now, just in case you were wondering. I sent up 4 experiments. You can only do 1 experiment at any given place. I wonder what the crew report here is worth. Let me just slow it down to normal speed. Okay, crew report. Oh yeah, I'm going to overwrite it. It's actually worth less. Interesting. Well, the EVA report nonetheless will be valuable, and I can store it separately. So, I'm going to do that. EVA report. 64 more science. Get back in. This is still high over Gilly, so let's get down to the 6. Oh my goodness, look at that. You can just, look how close we are to the ground. You can see texture, and I'm considered in orbit at less than 20 meters per second. This is a glorified asteroid. I just cannot get over this. Okay. This must be low orbit over Gilly. Let's observe the materials bay. That still says high over Gilly. Was the other one 200? Wow, this lag. Alright, hopefully this time it's going to work. I had to cut out the flight down because I just kept getting these issues with lag, so ignore that. But I did finally find the level of space that was quote-quote near Gilly. And did I get an EVA report from there? High over Gilly, high over Eve, high over the sun. No, okay, so I'm going to have to get a low. But first of all, we get to see on the ground of Gilly. That's 225 science. Yes, I'll keep these. Okay. And we'll get the goo. Also on the ground of Gilly. It's 90 science, more than the previous ones have been. Alright, so now we've got... we'll log the temperature and overwrite my old temperature data, new data. Okay, now we're going to get 4 seismographic readings. Oh my goodness, that's actually a lot, worth quite a bit. That's worth a substantially large amount of data. That's somewhat surprising. Alright. Keep that all. Now we're going to deploy the ladder. And Jeb's going to get out. Just walk all the way down onto the ground. That actually works perfectly to onto the ground. Space. There we are. Oh, just walking puts me in the air. EVA report. In space near Gilly. There it is. Alright. EVA report. Yes, I'm barely move without flying away from the surface. You wish you brought an anchor. Alright, now we're going to... Oh my gosh. Alright, now, if we can land, there we go. We're going to plant a flag. There it is. Site name, Gilly Mission. Here we... That's lagging. Why? The first Kerbals stood on Gilly. Oh my gosh, alright. This is just absurd. The amount of lag I'm getting, and I don't know why. I'm going to tab out and figure out what the problem is with the jumps in. Okay, hopefully that solves the problem. Anyway, now we will take a surface sample, which will give us 277. Oh gosh. The surface gives away easily, and you have a hard time keeping the samples in the container due to the low gravity. I can believe that. Alright, well, this is going to work out. Come on. Why? Okay, hopefully that fixed it. Once again, I can't believe how many times I've had to say that. Grab. Board. EVA. That's not for anything significant. I just... Oh gosh. Oh, alright, that's fine. Just need to hop off so I can get my EVA report. Go ahead and keep that. Alright. That's board again. Now, let's see. Review the data. This is Gilly's surface. We need to find out if I have... Near Gilly, I have. Alright, so I just need to get in space out near Eve, if I'm correct. Don't I have high above? I don't have high above. Alright, so I'll need to do high above as well. Oh, goodness. This claims I am not on the ground. That's impressive. Well, in standard Kerbal space, or K.A.S.A form, I should say, we're going to get our nice little picture. Where's the sun? Does the sun exist? It's up there. Okay, we're not going to get a nice picture like that, but what we will do is get this nice picture. Of a Gilly mission. There we are. Ladies and gentlemen, take your camera snaps now. Oh, gosh, look at Jeb. He's so sexy. Oh, man, just watch that spaceship turn slightly as I spin the camera around. Oh, my goodness. Look how awesome that ship is. It's lagging again. I don't understand. Well, I finished all my experiments, so it's about... Oh, gosh, it is hard to get on that ladder, though, I tell you what. There we go. Alright. Board. Back on the ship. Now we need to start determining. I like how it just says I'm above the surface substantially, even though I'm not. Game glitches, you gotta love them. Alright, let's rotate our glorious ship around. Keeping in mind that we only need to... What? Oh no. Oh no, tell me no. Alright, well, in that case, we need to rotate more until I'm back on plane. Lovely. And there we go. Alright. So here's what we're going to do. Turn on the RCS and lift off. The rotational velocity of Gilly is throwing me it's throwing me directly down, which is odd. Let's see if I can try and tilt a little bit more. This doesn't look like as much I'm going to be able to do. That's fine. I think that's a lot of the problem. Let me just... Oops. No. Did not want to press that. No. Stop. 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 There we go. Alright. Let's try and rotate this into plane. This is the one. I need to be pressing this direction. You can't see what I'm doing on my screen, but I can, and I assure you it's powerful. Okay. Enough silliness. This is actually going to be a delicate maneuver because I'm not perfectly equatorial. So, there we are. Now we down a bit. And we're lagging again. Alright, restarted the game. Hopefully I don't get that crazy lag again. So, Gilly. Gilly, Gilly, Gilly. Oh, goodness. I'm not going to subject you through this. What I'm going to do, I'll tell you now. I'm going to get up here, I'm going to set these orbits close to each other, and then I'm going to set up an intersect, dock, and then get the hell out of here. It's my official plan. And I can't wait. I really can't. It's going to be awesome. Whew, goodness. Yeah, I'll see you then. Alright, in final approach, attempting to reconnect with the mighty Star Destroyer. No, the mighty space pod, so that I can go home. It's actually the goal. What is going on? Did I just leave orbit, or... No idea what just happened. Oh, I'm headed towards the ground. Jeez. I'll actually use the engine a little bit, I guess. Ooh, it forces a spin. Good to know. Alright. Coming in nice and fast. Once we get nice and close, we will slow it down. Setting this up just right. Alright, so I want to connect right there, setting that as the target. I will angle towards it. I will fly into it. I will slow down because I'm approaching it awfully fast. I'll speed up a bit. Don't need the landing gear anymore. Here's the lag. It seems like I just need to know. Okay, there we go. I need to film in short segments or it gets incredibly laggy, and I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to try and slap all of these together so that it's not a big deal, but... Alright, clear of that. Oh, something I just realized. Control from here. Target. That was not... was not headed in the exact correct direction. Now I am, which is good. I was going to miss. Now everything should be fine. It will hook up. It'll take me a little bit to hook up, but it will hook up. There we are. Wait, that was the wrong one. Ooh, mistakes were made. Undock. Set target. Back up. Move. Okay, this is what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to make this not move. Switch to the other ship. And rotate it. Alright. Now this will work. We're about to connect. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to connect. It's coming. Here it is, the actual correct connection that I meant to make in the first place, and we're good. We are, oh, goodness. Look at that. All right. Now, let's see if I can get temperature readings. Oh. There's going to be a lot of nice little just kind of jumps. Okay, so temperature staying can't be done right now. That is fine because we are about to leave orbit. We're about to leave orbit as fast as... Oh, hold on. Control from here. Ah, everything's different now. Okay. What's this? Retrograde. Spin it on around. And then we will be placed in prograde. Alright. There she is. I'm looking directly into an engine, which is classy, as we all know. Alright. Now. These guys are my friends? Yeah. Let's go ahead and kill these four. Shut down. Shut down. Shut down. And shut down. let's get ourselves out of here. Don't need to be near this planet anymore. Can just, well, it's a moon, I guess. It's not really a planet. Alright, and we're off. And we're under 8,000 meters. How long? No, we're not. There we go. Whew. Escaping. So what's going to end up happening, it's going to be a little bit choppy here, but every single time the frame rate drops, I'm going to have to cancel and immediately redo, which means there's going to be a lot of little sharp discontinuities. And I apologize for that, but that's what's happening for some reason, and it's just, we're going to have to let it happen. Okay. Another thing that I'm going to do is begin to refill these tanks. I can do that around Minimus, no reason why I shouldn't, and that will put us in a much better position for next time. Or for, no, I guess not next time, but for our return trip, which is all we need to do now. Because of all the issues, I've actually decided I'm just going to put this all in one episode, despite what I said earlier. I lost a lot of film due to just endless, irrecoverable lag, and I really don't know why. So, there you go. Okay. It's looking like I'm not going to have enough left for another full refuel. So I'm probably just going to refuel right before I do some of my final burns. Probably just going to refuel right before I do some of my final burns, as I said. And then drop these. Right before we leave the Eve system, or potentially right after we leave the Eve system, depending on what is required. Maybe after the phase angle change? We'll see what happens. I can tell you that it won't be long. As we fill up the tanks, this is the most exciting part of the video. Don't challenge me. Da, 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 da. And that's a full fuel tank, additionally. Oh, goodness. We've just got loads upon loads of extra fuel. Alright. The central tank I am going to fill off of this because I don't need anything in there. In fact, it'd be better if I didn't have anything in there. For the final flight, it'll be a lighter craft, easier to land. Actually, well, I'll make decisions as we move on later. There we go. This is actually precisely half the size, so that works out, I guess. Alright, you have 571, you have 523, so here's what we're going to do. It's just going to be kind of rough getting it to 3/4, thereabouts. Come on. There we are. Ooh, man, that's not a lot of fuel left. Alright. Yeah, it's like, that's pretty much nothing at all. I'm going to be able to fill up 2 of them. So I guess 4 of them, so 1, I guess 1, 2, and then the central one will be the final fill if this actually empties out. Or I'll burn some, do what I can, and then be done. Alright. Speeding it on up. Getting out of this orbit. Alright. Where are we in the orbit? We're over here, so we've actually been there for quite a while. Okay, now I need to get out of the system, and the best way to do that is going to be to burn from the periapse in 3 days. How much will it take? Not much, 61 meters per second. That is what I like to hear. Take off the RCS to cause less problems. It's going to be here-ish. And now we're just going to accelerate the whole 3 days, because, yeah. Flying through space, flying through space. No one can say anything about space. I am going to land back at Kerbin with lots of science and maybe near Ho Chi Minh. Don't worry about it. Just go with it. Oh, lag. And we're back again. You're going to hear that a lot. Deal with it. Haha. Are you moving? Yes, you are moving. It's just going to take a while because it's 2 hours away. Moving it up to 44 minutes. Moving that up. A little more. And good enough. Ship is even lighter than it used to be, so this is actually going to be even easier to propel, strangely enough. Oh, am I out? I'm out. Okay. Kill this. Time accelerate. Goodbye, Eve. I will miss thee. Alright. Where are we now? We're out. We are... Okay. If I create a path... Oh, I'm not actually out yet. How far am I? Really close. Come on. Just give it to me. I'm out now? Yeah, I'm out now. Alright. What happened? No. What happens if I attempt to hit here? Right, need to actually have a target. Come on, big boy. What? Oh, I'm off plane. I forgot that was a thing. Alright, how's the plane looking? Here-ish. Oh, here. No, never mind. Here it is. Exactly right here. Alright, add maneuver. Is this the correct direction? No, it is not. 0.6. 0.5. There we go, 0.2. Only 355 meters per second in 16 days. So let's try and figure out where the planar adjustment needs to go. Oh, on the other side of the planet. Or on the other side of the orbital ball, I should say. I saw it as I was leaving, which is just dandy. Everything good? Yeah, alright. Up here. Bam. And now we just time accelerate. I think after this I will dump the rest of the orange tanks as best I can. and then just roll with it. See what I get. Should have plenty of extra space. Ought to do rather well. 16 days out. That's quite a way. 15, 14. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, ticking down the hours now. Getting close, everybody. Deep space flight. 1 hour away, close enough. SAS, so that I don't lose everyone. Now my hope is that this, all of these parts stay together, and that the all of the chutes simultaneously opening will work to my advantage. I'm also going to be loading. I've decided I am going to load this up with fuel and turn on these 6 boosters to help slow me down before the 500-foot section. It's going to be very surprising once I drop these 2 sections. Actually, I think I could probably just drop this whole middle section. Yeah, no reason why not. I'll just drop this whole middle section. Don't need this in there, leading to instability or any other such shenanigans. This can hook up right directly to that, so I'll just do that. No big deal. Oh, about 150 meters per second left. Oh, I'll be adventurous. I'll take it up a notch, as they say, with the thrust. Adjust slightly, because it's starting to wander. Alright. Let's see what we have, and we're going to slow it down. That's probably good enough. Let's double check the map. Where's Kerbin? There it is. Set target. What's my node? Good enough. Alright. Now let's see. What will happen if I simply attempt to hit it here? What's the goal? Where's the issue? There we are. Oh, that's terrible, actually. Goodness. Let's take another orbit or 2 around. Just kind of see where, well, actually, let's not even do some orbits. Let's just play around. Let's get out to the size of Kerbin. And then let's just rotate and see what happens. Closer, but yes, I am going to just need an orbit. So, it's slowly catching up. This is the most fun part of the game when you don't plan. The planning is for nerds, right? I mean, you got to see when I didn't plan. When I made the failure, I guess you're not going to be able to see it, but when I made the failure adjustment, it cost me about 1,000 meters per second of delta V, and I'm still going to make it back to Kerbin with quite a fair amount of fuel. Over-engineering for the win, especially going to see that for my next large-scale mission like this one. All sorts of insanity. No one's business. No one's business but my own. Alright. Let's see what we have going on. We get in contact. Soon. Right there. 836 meters per second. Not bad at all. Especially because I'm about to drop the other fuel tanks. Where is it? There we are. Hello. Let's get nice and pointed at it. We'll move us out there. And we'll make the adjustment. Only took 1 year around the sun. They've only been out there for 140 days. They'll get back within a year, or Jeb will get back within a year. It's a 1-year mission, guys. It's just a 1-year mission. That's all it is. All right. I'm lagging a little bit behind Eve, so that's always good. Okay, so going to staging. We are going to control from here. We are then going to undock this and decouple this node. RCS, we're going to move away from it. And we're going to move to the side of it. So it's not an issue. Then we're going to, I can still control from here, and we're going to undock. We're going to move the other direction. Nice and back down. Do you see my plan forming? Controlling from there, setting that target, tilting myself into the way and controlling SAS, moving it back in, dropping the fuel tank. They're going to stay out here happily. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I just realized I need to get the fuel out first. So, switching to another one. Good, it was this one. Set as target. We are going to rotate the facing. See, this is when you know you're stupid. When you have to make a change like this. Not that I'm, saying everyone who makes mistakes in Kerbal is stupid, or that I'm stupid, but this was definitely a stupid mistake. Okay. And we're back. Oh, we're on. That's why it's causing me so much problem. And soon it will be hooked up. There's a lot of rotation going on. Come on. There we go. All right. Let's get these things fueled up. In. 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 There's going to be spare fuel. Just the way it is. In. And in. Undock. RCS. Away. I don't want to add a maneuver. I want to view the other. Oh, screw it. Wrong direction. I've got plenty of monopropellant, right? Yes, good. Really with this? Switch to. Control from here. Alright, moving on up in the world. So I have any actual fuel on this? I do, I've got a little bit of fuel. Just a touch. Alright, and slowing her down. Slowing her down. Speeding her up. Let's get this connection live. Final stage of the mission commencing. Da 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 da. Don't. Lag. Da da da. Don't. Okay. Now, this I believe is the point where if we, whoops. All right. This is the place. Let's go on target and start burning. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see what we can do without all of that excess weight. It's gonna be good, y'all. Hello. Why does it say I'm adding? Because I am. Alright. Burning retrograde. Control from here. That may have solved the problem. Yep, that was the problem. Okay. Now that I have once again added extra stress to the situation, let's go. And it's going down. Woo! I don't actually need this anymore. So let's just watch it. This is only the second time I think these nuclear engines have actually been burning full bore. And apparently I have to watch out for their heat. Potentially. They might be cool enough. It might only be in atmo that it actually becomes an issue. We will see. What I will tell you is that we are making Very fast progress comparatively. I mean, I'm going to cut out the flight between Kerbin and Gilly, but it's, believe me, just a lot faster. Come on, we're back, we're back. Back so soon. Come on! Come on! And the beautiful thing about this is as soon as we see the infamous intercept, we can actually just cut it. Cut it from full to zero. There's no worrying about wiggling. It's a nice solid structure. Everything's perfect. Ascending node 0.3, not bad at all. Still rather slow because we're using nuclear rockets, but I mean at the end of the day, we can't really complain. Soon. How have your guys' weeks been? Oh no. I'm just really excited for this mission to be over. For you guys, this has been less than an hour. For me, this has been multiple days of my free time. It's not my friend. Let's put it that way. It has been a pain. I'm glad that we're getting it done. I think it's a great mission and everything, but I will be glad to have my free time back. Come on. Connect. You're not connecting, and it's bothering me. Well, there it is. Well, I mean, I'll burn another 129, I guess, no big deal. In the grand scheme of things, it's a lot less than I've been doing, and it's not like I'm running out of fuel. Let's move this bad boy up. It's only 18 days away, ladies and gentlemen. 18 days away until hopefully my second to last burn. The last burn, of course, being the burn to land on Kerbin. Excited for that. 3, 2, 1, closing. Close enough. Let's do it. Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Or as the infamous Larry the Cable Guy would say, let's get her done. Oh, I think I have one. I think I have an intersection. That I do. Let's run her in, Paul. I don't know who Paul is. Don't ask me. I'm insane. I am so excited. So very excited. And 3. Didn't want to do that countdown. In retrospect, I felt like I might actually just miss the planet. Here we go. Here we go. And intercept. How much do I need to burn off? Quite a bit. There we go. Periapsis. I'll be able to control that. Not a big deal. Let's just run her out. I'll be hitting the Earth or the Kerbin at quite a speed. But that's what aerobraking's for, and I don't have any kind of deadly reentry mods, so, I mean, at the end of the day, we are safe. How long is that? It's 8 hours out. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's get nice and tied up on it. And burn. Still got 3/4 left of our possible fuel expenditure. Come on. I believe in you. I believe in you, little spaceship. Ah, goodness. So think about this as we're finishing up this mission. How amazing would it be if we as humans could get a man on Venus? Because that's effectively what we've just done here with the Kerbal. Well, I guess it's not Venus. We got a man on a Kerbal on Venus's moon, man on the Venus's moon. But still, in some ways, is that not harder? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I think it's astounding, the kind of things that are technically possible. And of course, in reality, this is not possible. This has been a 200-day journey, which is absurd. There is no way we could provide enough oxygen for 200 days of life. It's simply too much. So that is somewhat of a lost cause. But regardless, it's a very interesting concept. And this is an accomplishment. I know there are other people on YouTube who have done this, but this is the first time that I have actually taken a Kerbal to a planet and back. I've gotten a lot of times where I've taken a Kerbal to a planet. I've always known I could get one back, but I've never actually bothered, so this is very big. Represents a huge accomplishment. I'm getting lots of science from it as well, and we can see the scientific progress that happens as we come in for a landing at several kilometers per second. Okay, we're going to start to slow it down, because I just want to get it just barely within the atmosphere. I mean, not just barely, I need to get it nice and low, but... And good to go. Well, a little more. Good to go. Alright. How long is that out? That's 4 days out. So we will time accelerate. Each one of those tiny little revolutions is about half an hour, and they are, man, they are just booking it. I'm actually going to put a time stamp here for my own personal use, just so that I don't accidentally run into the planet. And we're going to watch the descent all the way. Assuming that my landing vector is still good when I get there, I'm just kind of going to let it happen. 6 hours out, okay. Three hours out. My periapse is still stable. It seems as though it is. Alright. My periapse is holding steady at 20,000 meters. We're now going to begin. We're going to load the fuel up into this guy. We're going to deattach Jebediah from his friendly pod here. And we're going to move slightly out of the way of the pod before we hit the planet. Oh, out. Interesting. They must have been at less than half. Fill these bad boys up, just in case. Don't expect that I'll need them, but, you know, never hurts. I will have all of these rockets on so that I can guarantee that the parachutes work out relatively well. I will be slowing myself as I'm about to be at 500 feet to, I don't know, maybe 20 meters per second of actual falling. I'm hoping. That's That's what I'm aiming for, so that I don't die. Obviously, there's no foolproof method for doing this, but such is the hope. Well, there are foolproof methods. I'm just not that good. One thing, if you wanted to play, you could just download Mechanical Jeb. I've used it in the past on my just for fun campaigns, and it's very effective. I mean, I really can't complain. It was a good program. Except for the land at target. When I was using it, land at target did not work amazingly. It would work within a few kilometers, as long as you were at the correct altitudes, but that's not really saying much. Well, anyway, time to decouple. That is not what I wanted, but I'll take it. Substantially separate, and now we switch back to Gilly mission. There it is. Already at 1,000 meters per second without even coming close to landing here. Speed her up. See how this goes. I wonder what my maximum speed is that we will achieve on this fall. It's definitely going to be over 3 kilometers per second, I would wager, given our current altitude and our acceleration. Certainly over 2. And I would hope over 3. No, it's going to be between 2 and 3, which is definitely bearable. No, it will be over 3. Alright then. I am glad to see that in a very perverse way. Oh, here it comes. And atmosphere. Naturally, we're landing on the dark side of the planet, so we won't be able to see what's going on. But here it is. Do I have a crew report? Yes. Alright. Let's watch, shall we? I'll actually even extend the landing gear just for a better flame out. $3,100, not bad. Alright. Extending the parachutes for whenever they would like to deploy, which is going to be very soon. One would expect them anyway. Oh my goodness. I guess they're just waiting for me to not be moving at this speed. How's it going? Alright, we're going to land. That is the good news. We are certainly going to land. Actually going to help it along, I think. There are the parachutes. Forgot to turn the engines on, though. Might help. Might help. Activate engine. Activate engine. I should have set these up to a control group had I been thinking ahead a little bit. I mean, I wasn't, so it's entirely my fault, but regardless. Okay. Jebs, probably feeling pretty toasty right about now. It looks like we're going to land into the ocean, and I don't think I have much say in the matter. And such is life. The mighty spin. My aero braking system, it's a combination of parachutes and rockets. You know. It's how all the cool kids do it, after all. Come on now. Let's try and take some of that lateral velocity. Alright. Oh, goodness. Here's hoping that I don't lose it all right here, which would be very disconcerting, disappointing, and sad. Come on, Jeb, you can do it, buddy. I know you can. I'm going to use my RCS to attempt to make this a softer landing. A softer transition, I should say. Okay, we are beating gravitational pull. Very slowly, but regardless, it is working. I'm thinking we can do this. I'm thinking this is going to be a nice, happy landing. Everything comes out okay. That is at least my hope. If I can land at about 2 meters per second, everything should survive fairly well. Considering the rate that we're currently falling, I feel like nothing is going to rip off when the chutes become more active. I feel that everything will be relatively stable because we have managed to get it to such a low speed. Helping it out never hurt, though. There we go. Beautiful. That is exactly what we needed. We'll just accelerate that a bit down till we get close to water level. Jeb's a happy man. Floating down. Oh goodness, we made it. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a mission to Gilly. That was a mission to Gilly and back. And we survived. Alright. We're coming down, getting close to the water. I'm going to go ahead and just decrease the speed relative to surface to guarantee a better landing. And there we are. Perfect. Perfect landing. Lost exactly 0 parts. And here we are. What did we get for all of that wonderfully difficult work? We got 2,198 science, ladies and gentlemen. That is glorious. Oh, and Jeb is back. Let's see what that science has unlocked us. Okay. We could get those. We could get to those. We could get different those. We could get a guidance unit. Nah. We could get that. That'd be nice. But, oh, most importantly, more science, so our next mission can do more sciencey things. We could also use some landing gear. That would help quite a bit. But what's this? An ion engine? I'm not too sure about that. Advanced inline stabilizers. Other landing gear. I'm I'm in a mood for this landing gear. Oh, what's this? Heavier landing gear. I think we're going to go for the RTG radioisotope thermoelectric generator. We're going to go for that. Got one more purchase in me. What's this? Remote guidance, use it. No, it's a command pod. This is a command pod. Wheels, ion, landings. Let's see what this unlocks. Ah, the heavy struts and the best parachute. Definitely going to go for that. Alright. I think that we're also going to have a little bit of a foray into jet technology. So let's pick up some of this stuff. Okay, alright. And that's the end of it today. Thank you all for watching. This is the last episode of K.A.S.A here, where we made it to Gilly. It was a very long mission, but I'm glad you stuck with me. It was very rewarding, at least for me. I hope for you. Whew, goodness. Well, please like, favorite, subscribe, do all your social media shenanigans, spread the good word of the SAR community, and I will see you next time.